Educational Association has a really long and proud tradition of uppity women learning. There have been uppity women in the WEA since 1903, because the WEA started with a completely different name. It started for the promotion of higher education for working men in 1903. Now, bearing in mind that 1905 was way before women got the vote, bearing in mind that in 1982, and I'm not ancient, I was unable to get an interest-free credit arrangement to buy a television without my father or my husband's signature, assuming that I had either of them. So these women in 1905 were tremendous, that they fought that battle and won it. Were absolutely women leading learning. So it's been at the heart of the WEA for well over a century, so we've got a really, really proud tradition. But today what we're looking at is women leading learning. We're going to start off with learning. We've already heard some really inspiring stories about what happens when people get into learning. And we're all born, not with a fixed intelligence, not with a fixed, that's your limit, you can't go any further. We're all born with an infinite possibility of growing our brains, that we can stretch them, we can expand them, we can challenge them, and if we think we can do it, we can. So that's the first part of this. Education is really uplifting. It raises us up so that we can get skills for jobs. That's not the be-all and end-all, although some people think it is. It raises up our ability to be healthy, to be happy, to have confidence, to have all those things that make us feel better inside. And the blog, the 2 testimonies we've heard so far, and countless, thousands, millions of others out there show that when people learn, their lives improve. And learning is a joy, an absolute joy. So that's the first thing. The second thing is about women, and why it's important that women are particularly involved in this. And looking at the work that's being done in Nottingham on women leading for change, Alice's story about getting involved in politics. Let's think about the state of this country at the moment, and who are the public decision makers. And we look at the noise that has been made about diversity in the cabinet. Last cabinet reshuffle actually meant we have fewer women, and for the first time in 15 years, an all-white cabinet. We had a couple of years ago something called the Davies Inquiry into women on the boards of big companies that was supposed to ensure that women got involved in decision making in the big companies of this country. We've made no progress whatsoever, nobody's monitoring it, it's not happening. But what about the real decision makers in private life? Look at the women who've got to make decisions every day about whether they're going to feed themselves or clothe their kids. Those are the decisions that women are making, and they're hard decisions. And learning can actually help people to address those issues, but also we've got things to teach the politicians and the other decision makers about how they need to listen to women, because we are the people who are airbrushed out of policy. Where are all these policies coming from in politics? And people like Alice, through their learning, are moving on to address some of these issues, and her moral compass that she talks about. I'd be surprised if Alice is a millionaire. Maybe she is. But what do millionaires making decisions know about the lives of ordinary people and the decisions that they have got to make every day? So women are important. Women in decision making are important, and women learning are important. The third word, women leading for change. The people in this room are all part way along a journey. We're all part way along the journey. We're all learning. I'm an adult learner. We all are. But if you've had the guts to come to this room, some of you will remember, some of you may have felt it today, that feeling that you get when you're going into a room full of strangers and you think to yourself, everyone knows more than I do. They're all cleverer than me. They all know it. You know that feeling. Well, for all the women in this room, there are people out there who have got that feeling and aren't as far down the road as you are because they aren't here. We have to lead, and we have to support those women so they can follow you on your journey, So one of the things is there's no point in having events like this if there's no further action comes from them. And I know that there is action coming from this. But I hope on that bunting that we see that each of you are going to go out there and talk to at least one other woman and say to them that women and learning are fantastic things, and to get them involved. I don't mind whether it's with the WEA, whether it's any other organisation. The WEA isn't a possessive organisation. We are encouraging people to learn wherever it is that they want to learn. But please, at the end of the day, go away and encourage some other women to learn so that they can be the next people who are standing at the front and telling their stories. It's a fantastic project, and on behalf of the WEA, I wish you very well with this, and I also bring greetings from the WEA's General Secretary, who can't be here, but we do have a woman General Secretary. I'm the Deputy General Secretary, and in the WEA, women really are leading learning, and here you all are doing it. The very, very best of luck with it.